Talkin Fight fans, happy Sunday. You know what it is. Me and Cedric bring you the Knuckle Up Knockout of the week. Thank you for tuning in. You know what it's like. We had some great fights this weekend. We're going to get right into it. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little different this time. And we're going to give you our Knuckle Up Knockout of the week right away. And definitely, we got to give it to our man, Gervonta Davis.
Gervonta Tank Davis, who made his 140-pound debut, was not the number one guy at 140 pounds, but still a good challenge for stepping up in weight classes. And he showed that his power can keep up in the higher weight classes. That's the one concern when you're moving up in weight classes, is if your power can keep up. And if your power doesn't keep up, then your skills has to be able to keep up. You know, that's why Floyd was able to move up weight classes, Floyd and Pacquiao. Pacquiao had that speed, power, and the power and the skills, so he was able to move up. Floyd didn't, his power didn't carry as he moved up, but his skills still carried as he moved up, right? So going back to Tank, moving up 2 weight classes, his power definitely showed that he carried up in weight classes.
You know, honestly, I was impressed. I was impressed. You know what? Like five inch height difference, I believe it was. You know, huge reach advantage.
Yes, and I said before the fight, I knew that Mario Barrios would give him a good test, because not only he's a good fighter, again, he's not the Josh Taylor, he's not the #1 champion, a few other good fights up there, but he definitely was a good test. And his coach, Virgil Hunter, who was Andre Ward's coach, I knew he was gonna have him ready. And he showed. He definitely looked good in the first couple rounds. A lot of, I don't know what you thought. I thought they were close. I thought it could have went either way. I'm hearing a lot of people say, a lot of people my friends calling me crazy for thinking for not thinking that Barrios took the first couple of rounds.
I didn't watch the score. I didn't see how they scored it after, but I do know that that fight really was. It was everything. It was everything I expected it to be going into it. It was Davis doing what Davis does best, and really showing off his defense and that power. And he showed that, you know what, the reach advantage, the height difference don't mean crap. I'm going to stick to my game plan. I'm going to come inside. I'm going to work you hard on the inside. I'm going to use my defense when I'm stepping out. You're not going to touch me. And you know.
And the reason why I thought it was good is because just because a person is taller than you doesn't automatically mean that they know how to use that reach. We saw that with Canelo when he fought what's his name, Callum Smith, the guy that was 6'3". So just because you're taller doesn't automatically mean that you're gonna have a reach advantage, unless you have like a good educated jab and good straight punches, which Barrios did, which is why I thought he did very good in the first half of the fight. I didn't give him all the rounds in the first couple of rounds. I think I might have given him maybe 3 and 4. What I was really impressed with is when he got knocked down in that 8th round.
The cut.
The cut. No, yeah, the cut too. But specifically when he actually got knocked down, when Davis, he came with faking coming to the body and came with that right hook to the chin and knocked him down.
Yes.
I was very impressed. I thought Barrios won the next round. I was very impressed on how he came back in that 9th round. I think he got knocked down in the 8th round, but I gave him the 9th round.
He got knocked down twice. I believe it was in the 11th.
Yeah, that was the stoppage. That was when he got stopped. And
he was down. No, sorry, he was down twice in round 8 and once in round 11. And then the cut under the left eye was from legal punches in round 8. So
yes, that round 8 again. Whether you're talking about weathering the storm. Weathering that storm, I was very impressed in how he weathered that storm. Even coming to the end of that round, if the referee would have stopped, I guess you don't want to talk about the referee stoppages earlier, whatever. But the following round, I was very impressed how he came in, how Barrios came out in that following round. But then in that 11th round, I think the first shot that he dropped him with was that left uppercut to the body.
Oh, it was nasty. It was nasty.
Vicious.
I'll tell you though, after he went down twice in the 8th, and then we had the cut, and you know, a lot of guys are going to go back to the corner, and they're not going to come out the same way that Barrios did.
Exactly.
He literally showed his true veteran skills. He
Yeah.
came in, got dropped twice, didn't let that bother him at all. Went right back into the corner. The corner's like, hey man, smarten the hell up, get the hell in there. Don't worry about the cut. It's a paper cut. You're not going to die. Get back in the ring, and he did, and he came through with composure. And he stuck to his game plan. He was calm. He wasn't trying to headhunt, go out there. He wasn't trying to go for the kill right away. And you know what? He methodically planned his shots, and he did land a couple on Davis that were pretty nice.
He did land a couple of good shots. A couple of good shots that made Davis step back for a bit. I had some people say to me that they thought Tank took off that 9th round. He did not take off the 9th round. No. Tank, I think he only has one fight in his whole career that's actually went the distance. So if he could have finished him off, trust me, he would have. He was trying to. So that's why I give even extra credit to Barrios for fighting off. Not just fighting off, but boxing good in that 9th round. But again, going back to that
honestly, honestly, in the final 6.5 rounds of that fight, okay, Davis landed 85 punches. He landed 45% of his power punches, 82 out of 182, while Barrios more than held his own, outlanding Davis in 6 of the 10 completed rounds.
Whoa. Let's rewind that again, those stats again. Not only for me, but for anybody else that missed that. Say it again.
Barrios more than held his own, outlanding Davis in 6 of the 10 completed rounds. Wow. You can check that stat on BoxRec 24. Boxing News 24.
And this is where I got that one. And this is where you can get people can kind of get misguided by when you're watching the fight, listening to the crowd, because you have to be careful, because the Davis, the whole crowd was for Davis, so any shot that he threw, the whole crowd was like yelling. And Barrios, the stuff that he was landing, they weren't powerful, but they were landing, and it was silent. So you have to be a real boxing fan to really decipher through those.
You got to be a boxing fan to know which shots actually really count.
Yes.
You got to know this. You got to know that certain sound. It's not the slap. It's the thud. When you hear the thud, you know that he's felt that through his body, all the way down into his hips, right down to his feet, right to the ring, and that thud you're hearing is the mat underneath your feet. Davis. He's now 3 division champ.
I mean, I just wish the only thing that I was kind of not happy with was hearing Mayweather in the press conference after saying that they would keep Davis in house, so they'd only fight in PBC or on Showtime, I believe, whatever. So which means none of the big names. Not that they wouldn't fight the big names, but those big names have to come over to this side. And this is what I mean when people complain about. It's not the fighters that don't want to fight each other. It's more of the promotional companies that don't want to do business with each other. So
I'm gonna say it right now. It's Bob Arum. Bob, stop it. Eddie Hearn's been trying to reach you on many fights. And you know what? He ain't getting shit done. Why? Because Bob is being Bob. And you know what? He's got to learn to get these politics out of the way. Let's get these goddamn champions fighting champions. Let's see these fights happen, man. I'm tired of this crap. You know what? We wasted half a year on Fury Joshua.
Yeah.
Boxing took a big hit there. The heavyweight division took a big hit. Now it's time to, let this stuff happen, man. And you know what? Eddie Hearn has no problem flying his stable over here. Over to the North America. He has no problem with it. It's got to happen
properly. Yeah.
That's it. I love it, but it's got to happen, man. But Gervonta Davis, I give it to him, man. Now he's 25-0. He's only 26 years old. Mr. 5'5.5" with a 67.5-inch reach.
But again, I'm very impressed with how he's able to carry his power moving up in weight classes. I would love to see him go against whether it's Taylor or Garcia or one of the other guys, even Lomachenko. That whole from 130 to 135 to 140. There's a lot of good fights that could be made.
There's a lot of undefeated talent. There's a lot of future superstars. There's a lot of future of the sports. There's a lot of, there's a lot. They're not even prospects at this point. They're literally contenders. And you know what? From 130 to that 140, there's a lot of big fights that can happen there, and a lot of excitement to see these guys bang each other out. But
a lot of good potential future fights, but it's also a lot of old school promotional mentality that's in the way.
Right. Everybody's got to get paid.
All we can do is just keep talking about it until these guys just force them to do business with each other.
Or God forbid one of them so happens to have to pass away or step down or retire, and then let the young guys in there to do it. But all right, so our knockout of the week, we're giving it to our boy, man, Gervonta Tank
Davis.
You know what? Congratulations, Gervonta, on your 3-division champion status. You've just entered the history books with a few fighters that have done this. And you're solidifying your legacy in the sport. And we commend you and we congratulate you on winning our wonderful award that we hand out weekly.
Exactly. Every Sunday, 4:00.
That's it. Lots of cards though. Lots of big fights, man.
Lomachenko. That's the next one we got to talk about. I was very looking forward to this fight because I really wanted to see how he was going to look after his loss against Teofimo. He specifically chose this opponent. This was the guy that Teofimo fought before he fought Loma and didn't look impressive against.
Right.
Lomachenko.
What was this? Masayoshi Nakatani.
It is Nakatani is his last name. I just have the highlights up here. Lomachenko versus Nakatani. Mr. Nakatani.
I'll tell you though, man. I don't know what Japan's got in their water, brother, but Japan's turning out some serious contenders. Yeah. I know they're all little. Like 108s, 105s, 112s, 115s. Like I know they're little, but man, they're
power for their little
they're making their mark on boxing. And it sucks because it's hard for us to see the fights that are over there. No broadcast, there's no streaming. So the only time we get to watch these kids come from Japan is when, they come to the UK, they come to Australia, they come to the, North America, and then we get to see them, on the stage. But unbelievable, man.
You would think they would kind of stream it anyways, the streaming thing. You would think they'd stream it a little bit better to get a bigger audience, to get more eyes on their fights. But anyways, going back to the fight, see, I'm using my phone right now, so I can't go check my app that I scored the fight on. But I definitely scored more rounds for Lomachenko. Pretty sure most of the rounds for Lomachenko.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. The score here, I can bring up the score right now for us. Lomachenko. It was scored. Patricia Morris Jarman scored at 78-73. David Moretti scored at 80-71. Steve Weisfield 80-71.
Okay.
And they have Lomachenko winning 1, 2, and 3, 5, 6, 7. Another guy's got it all him, all 8, and the other guy's got all him, all 8. So, but Patricia is the only one that believed that Nakatani took 2 of those rounds.
Okay.
Which would have been the 4th and the 8th, or sorry, 4th and the 7th.
Yeah, I guess I can't check right now, but I might have gave Nakatani one or 2 rounds. But even if it was 1 or 2, they were very close. Him barely winning. Again, he tried to put up a good fight. Lomachenko's skills prevailed as another short boxer with the exceptional skills. He definitely put that on display. He knocked him down. I forget which round that he knocked him down in one of the earlier rounds, but again, it wasn't from Lomachenko. Doesn't hurt guys with just one punch power like how Tank does. Like he hurts guys, but just with a barrage of 5 or 6 punch combination that you can't defend against, that makes your head look like a bobblehead.
Right.
That's his thing.
Yeah,
that's his thing, right?
Nakatani was down in round 5. It was round 5 that he dropped him.
Okay.
You know what? Like, I was very impressed with this kid though, and Nakatani. I've been watching him for a while. You know, he's he's a pretty big guy, man. He's 5'11", 71-inch reach. You
For
know,
that size, definitely. For
that's what
that
I'm saying.
size,
Like,
definitely.
for his size, like he's a big guy, and especially at his level and his weight, like, the guy's got 13 knockouts, man, and he's 62% KO percentage, and we're talking like a guy that's that I take shits bigger than. You know what I'm saying? Like, I take
So,
shits bigger than that kid.
so it's impressive for these little guys to maintain that power. That's what I mean, right?
Yeah, but I was super happy to see Lomachenko and know that he's doing well, and that
And
he hasn't let this Tiafomo thing phase him too much.
no, he's really focused on it. Every interview that he's in, he's mentioning the rematch with Teofimo. Correct me if I'm wrong, but right in the interview that Teofimo's dad had with Bob Arum after the fight, they at least verbally agreed that the rematch was going to happen
Yeah,
sometime soon.
it's when it will. It's what, if we see a rematch here, it'll definitely be later in September or after September, I believe. Like, we won't see that till probably October, November. If that does happen, it'll be a late fight in the year, I think.
Well, yeah, because they probably want some extra time to promote it.
Yeah,
That was a big upset. So they definitely want to have some time to promote it. I'm assuming, and plus Teofimo needs to have this Camboso fight first anyway.
yeah, and that's scheduled for I believe.
August.
Yeah, I believe it is August that's scheduled for. So,
So if that's
well,
August, that means that they probably won't have that to like, maybe the beginning of the year.
yeah, yeah. You know what? Maybe it'll be a nice little
Mm,
Christmas fight.
possibly keep them
Possibly.
active.
And like, I go back and I watch that Tiafomo and Lomachenko fight, and it could have went either way, man. I mean, it really could have went either way.
Yeah, I mean, I believe Lopez did still get the majority of the rounds, but the way that Lomachenko, no, I believe Lopez won that fight, but the way that Lomachenko was coming on at the end, I
Yeah,
could definitely see. That's what makes the rematch more interesting. Like
yeah.
if
I believe Lomachenko was just a little too late. You know?
yes, he was more, and justifiably so. He was, for lack of a better term, worried about the power, right?
Yeah,
He didn't want to walk into anything, but I think it looked like around the seventh or eighth round, maybe if he would have started around the sixth or seventh, it might been, because he's claiming it's a draw. If he would have started around sixth or seventh round, but he didn't start putting it on until like the seventh or eighth round.
yeah, yeah.
Um, when he got that extra confidence that he could just do his regular Lomachenko stuff and didn't really have to worry. So the rematch is
Well,
definitely going to be interesting.
definitely. And the scorecards for that fight, one of the judges gave Lomachenko round 11,
Mm.
and one of them gave Lomachenko 8, 10, and 11, and the other gave 8, 9, 10, and 11, which was that last little bit that was put on a little too late.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but you know what? I was
Interesting.
glad to see this guy come back. I was glad to see him do what he did best. He
Yeah.
came in there. He looked amazing. He looked focused, new game
Hmm.
plan, and he executed it perfectly.
And again, with this stoppage, I had to actually stop. I watched the fight right up until the seventh round, because
Yeah,
that's when the tank fight started. So I wanted to score that one too. So I scored that one, and then I had to go back. Well, I had Lomachenko clearly winning the fight anyway.
oh
So
yeah, oh yeah,
like it's not like it was close, and I had to make sure I paid attention. So, and then I heard he did stop him in the ninth round, so I had to go back and watch the highlight. And
oh yeah,
again, that stoppage was from a combination of punches. It wasn't just
yeah,
one big bomb, right?
yeah. No, it was it,
Um,
it was a barrage. It was a barrage of punches. It was great. He stopped him.
so he looks like he's back to being Lomachenko. He has his eyes set on Lopez, and I can't wait for that. At the same time, he is getting a little bit older, mid-30s.
Yeah,
You gotta be
yeah.
careful. You gotta be
He's
careful.
he's at that point now where you got to start
Hmm.
making those moves, because it's only a couple years before You pass that prime. You know, everybody's in that prime between 30, 35.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's when
that's
when you've had enough ring experience. That's when you've gained all your old man strength. That's where you work through all the problems. That's where you've worked through your team and you've made all the right adjustments. And you've set that goal to now get in there and do that work and make that journey to that title. And you know what? He's doing it. He had a little hiccup with Teofimo. Great fight, wonderful. Can't wait to see the rematch. Very impressed to see him.
He had a little hookup with Salido too in his second fight. A lot of people forget about that. But Lomachenko, he's that guy. He looks like anyways, at the end of the day, he looked like he was back to being Lomachenko.
Yeah, I was very, very impressed. On that card, I don't know if you saw it, but I just want to take a minute here and shout out to Subaru Murata. Another kid out of Japan who made his pro debut last night. Let me tell you about this kid, bud. Second round TKO against Kevin Monroy. Monroy was only 1-1. This guy's making his debut, super bantam. I was super impressed with this kid's ability to bang. He came in there, he used his reach to his advantage. He played his angles right. He played his levels right. And, he cut off that ring perfectly. And he just, like I said, man, these Japanese kids.
They're about to say he's also from Japan?
Yeah, man. He's straight out of Japan. He's he just turned pro. He's only 24. Southpaw, 5'7". He just debuted. That was it, man. And honestly, I was very impressed. Very impressed with these kids. Honestly, I didn't even find out. You know what? I'll eventually figure it out. And I'll probably debut him because honestly, he was one of these kids that I like to watch. And you know what? He didn't leave it in the judge's hands at all. He, TKO, stopped, second round. He dropped Monroy, and Monroy kind of argued, man. He felt like it was kind of stopped early, honestly. But you got your shit rocked. Your head bounced off the second rope. You almost fell through them. You're done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this kid overwhelmed them. And you know what? Super Murata, definitely. I think we'll be seeing more of him. These Japanese guys, man. They got a great boxing program over there, and I wish our market and the international market was more open to see it. Because honestly, man, they're producing some great fighters, man.
Like I said, all we can do is we can just keep talking about it and getting their names out there.
Right. It's all this, it's all that secret stuff, man. They're doing secrets over there. They got these secret camps and shit.
That's why you gotta share, subscribe, and share this channel to everyone.
That's right, man. We gotta talk to these kids, man. I gotta get in touch with their managers and stuff, man. Get them on here, and then we'll have to get a translator to speak to them because they probably don't speak any English. But oh man, great.
Yeah.
Another big fight. Honestly, the Martinez
and Cordova.
Yeah, Cordova.
These two guys. As a coach, it's always hard to prepare for these type of fighters. That sometimes it's hard to tell whether their stance was orthodox or southpaw. Because it's almost like whatever punch they finish with, they'll just switch and just start fighting in that stance. So I didn't score this fight, but it was back and forth the whole time. I don't think there was one of them was in charge for the fight. It was just straight back and forth the whole time.
It was very back and forth. Very back and forth.
Martinez finished with a crazy knockdown and unorthodox. He started in an orthodox stance,
right?
Took a step forward, ended up in southpaw stance, and then threw not even a straight left, but a left hook. And caught him with it. It was so awkward, but
wow. Great fight though. I don't think they could have matched up two guys any better than those two, because honestly, it was literally the same style, the same kind of fighter. They came in, they closed the gap, throw wild from these weird, crazy angles. Land some big power shots, back out. Exchange again, and it was back and forth. The entire 6 rounds, it was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it was almost like every power shot, you were almost waiting for the eyes to kind of roll back, shine, and then watch that guy just close that gap quick and finish.
Yeah,
It happened 3 times, man, where I was like, just fucking finish him, man. You know what I mean? But
Yes.
it took to the 6, and Martinez he came through, and just what an awesome finish.
That was an awesome finish. And
What
just
an
because
awesome finish.
if it wasn't if these guys were a little bit more high profile, this would have been made more news. And I'm just thinking about something off the top of my head. Maybe we should highlight these lower level fights that, like this was basically like a Arturo Gatti and Mickey Ward type fight.
Yeah, man.
Like that's what I mean. If these guys were more high profile, people would be talking about this fight today, like more than they are now. So maybe we need to highlight these
definitely, man. This is what I'm saying. Just because these guys have their names in the limelight, and they're making the big money. What about the guy that's working 60 hours a week, still driving his beat up Honda Civic, living in a friggin' shitty little apartment, still training, still coming out banging people out. Those are the guys.
Like
those
Joe
are the
Smith.
guys. Those are the guys. And why? Because those are the ones that are hungry. Those are the ones that will fight. Those are the ones that don't give a shit about politics. They push all that out of the way. Boxing is boxing. The women are showing up the men this year. The women are showing up the men. They don't give a crap about politics. They don't duck and dodge. They get in there, they beat the crap out of each other, and they get out and shake hands after. Now that's prize fighting. That's what I love. And you know what? These little guys, man, they do this. That card, I believe that card was the first of the, I think it's a Mexican series that they're doing. And this was supposed to be, it was a series, and I believe it was the beginning of it. I think it's a 4-part series that they were in. And this one just got it going.
So this was the final, or
no? This is like the beginning of a 4-part battle, I believe it was.
Okay.
Look at the 5th. I found it here. I was reading about it. So I think it's been started off as like a little boxing kind of series. I think there's 4 events, and this was the beginning of it. It looked great. I was super impressed, man. Like what a great card, and it didn't have the exact same, shine and pizzazz that all the other ones did. But I'll tell you, man, the fights on that card were more exciting. We're more exciting. Definitely. These guys came in there, they laid it out all on the line. They didn't give a shit. They just.
That's all we can ask for.
Yeah, man. This is what we want, man. This is what the fans want. This is exactly what the fans want. The fans want to see guys get in there. No excuses, no bullshit. Just get in there. Beat each other, man. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
One more thing that we missed: Lubin versus Rosario.
Yes.
I saw that fight was going on during the Lomachenko one, so I missed it, but I saw the highlights. My good friend Randy and I were having a little argument on whether Lubin or Charlo should be ranked higher in the rankings. He thinks Lubin should be. I was kind of arguing that Charlo should be. Lubin did look impressive with his stoppage of Rosario last night. So yeah, that's
it was good, man. It really was good. It was a good fight, man. Honestly, I was very impressed with that.
He had that hiccup versus Charlo. Charlo stopped him in the first round, but ever since then, I don't know the exact stats, but ever since then, he hasn't lost, and I'm pretty sure he's been on a knockout streak since then.
Yes, I believe so. I believe he's been on a knockout streak for a little while. But fuck, man, Lubin. Sorry, my language. Lubin. That Lubin fight. I'm glad we got to talk about that, and we didn't forget to mention that because honestly, that was a great match, man. Like what a good card. I was impressed with how that for the evening, to be honest. For me, I found that was, it was much better, man. It was much better. It was a little more exciting. And you know what? Sometimes that's what you get. You get the smaller guys, the less known. They're trying to make names for themselves. So they'll go in there and they'll swing for the fences, man. And
Exactly.
You're not winning fights unless you're throwing punches, right?
Exactly.
So, and honestly, like look at last night. Look at Davis, man. Davis got out thrown punches.
Yeah. I didn't.
Right?
I was, and again, it's because sometimes you get kind of lost in the crowd yelling, but because of Davis's power. But I was very impressed. Barrios was very definitely doing good with his boxing skills.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was a vicious body shot, though. I'll give it that.
That power. And again, it might be crazy to say, but you hear a lot of boxers will say that they'd rather get knocked out than get hurt to the body because a knockout punch you don't feel. Like
No.
up.
You just wake up and you're like, shit, what happened?
But the body shots, they linger. You can't breathe. It hurts. Feels like someone hit you with a baseball bat in your stomach.
You got to go take a poop. and hopefully not in your shorts in the ring.
All those things, all those factors, you got to be careful for.
Those body shots are crushing. They're crushing. Honestly, I've been hit many times, and not just with gloves. I did Muay Thai, and I'll tell you, you take a couple of knees in those sections.
Yeah.
And every time I watch guys get dropped with these body shots, it makes me cringe, man.
Yes, because you know how it feels.
Like my liver and kidneys are like this.
Yeah.
On the inside, and it's like, oh no. Stop watching that shit.
PTSD.
Yeah, man. Total. Everything tightens up, and it's like, oh shit, man, no. But yeah, you know what? There was a lot of body shot drops, man, last night.
Yeah.
A lot of body shot drops.
Definitely was.
Definitely.
There was a lot of height difference in the fights with Loma and Nakatani, Davis and Barrios.
Yeah.
I don't know if Lubin was a bit shorter than Rosario or whatever, but yeah.
One of the fights I want to talk about, it was no knockout. It went the distance. I gotta give that mention, man. Is Daniel Matalon versus Jose Argumedo?
No, I missed that one.
You missed that one, eh? That was the co-main event for the WBA interim world light fly title.
I'll make sure to go check that out.
Great fight. Which
title? Sorry.
It was for the the WBA.
Okay.
Interim world light fly title.
Light fly. How much are those? Like 120 pounds?
107 and a half.
107 and a half. Wow.
Yeah, they both weighed in last night at 107 and a half. Honestly, I curl 110. You know what I mean? I can curl 110 pounds, man. Like what the?
Hey. Little guys can pack a punch. They
can, man. They can. And you know what? I'll tell you. Look at Naoya Inoue, the monster. We got that kid Subaru. With Nakatani. These guys, man. Little tiny guys, 110 pounds, man. They're getting in there and they're dropping guys. And they're doing it in like an impressive fashion. Definitely. And I love it. It's great. And don't forget, we have cards tonight to watch, eh?
Oh, yes. Starting at 6 and at 8 o'clock.
Yes, 6 and 8. Don't forget, we might have to
revise our knockout of the week.
Or just award that one next week.
Yeah.
Sunday's the new week. So
okay, yes.
We'll have to see what happens. Because I know those cards are gonna be they're gonna be good. They're one of those not so hype kind of fights.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm excited, man. It's gonna be an epic night.
So starting at 6 o'clock or is it 8 o'clock?
6 o'clock. 6 o'clock is the first two. Yeah. And then the prelims for the one start, and then the main event starts at 8, and then the other one starts at 6. So, and that will be the Lawson and Gallimore for PBC Fight Night, and we have David Morrell versus Mario Cesars, the prelims, and then the main event starts at 8 o'clock.
Lawson, I'm very interested to see him fight. I remember him when he was just an amateur and a kid. They used to come to our gym for sparring. We used to go over there too.
Really?
Very good. Yeah. He's a very good boxer. I'm very interested to see how he's gonna look tonight. Like, this is a good step up for against Nathan Gallimore.
Yeah.
Nathan Gallimore would be, I guess you could consider him like a B plus fighter.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. B plus. Not quite a
Yeah.
stepping stone, but can be when they need him.
Well, no, B plus is still a high rating. You get a B plus on a test, your parents aren't gonna be mad at you. It's still a good grade.
No, unless you live in Japan and your name is Nayo Inoue.
Yeah.
Or Subaru, those guys be getting hundreds and 90s. Guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, David Morrell, he's 4-0, and Cesar's is 12-0. So it's gonna be an epic event, and this is for the WBA World Super Middle title.
The Morrell fight, that's the main event.
Yep, that's the main.
They must be really high on Morrell if you have your fourth fight and you're the main event.
But here's the best part about it. Guess who we get to see?
Who?
Efe Apoche.
Oh, the heavyweight. Yes.
Efe. For fans watching around the world, if you don't know, about a month and a half ago, our man Efe won our Knuckle Up Knockout of the Week with a very vicious right hand that honestly put this guy back at home in bed sleeping. He had no idea. He had no idea that he was at the event in the ring fighting. He was out cold, sleeping. They woke him up, and it was like, hey, you got to get up. And he's like, why, for the fight? And they're like, no, you're already here, and you lost.
Yeah.
Yes, FA is on that card. That is the only real reason why I'm getting on board to watch that, man. I like FA Apoche. These guys, these Nigerians, man.
Time out. He is a heavyweight, right? Or what?
No, he's the cruiser. He's a cruiser.
That's right. Yeah. I was talking about. I thought you were talking about FA at Jogbe.
Yeah, a Jogbe. But they both are the exact same, man. They literally
same name and everything.
They fight the same style, man. They fight the same style. Apoche and a Jogbe, and they're both the same kind of guys, man. They're literally identical. They get in there, they smash people out. One's heavy, one's cruiser, and they're both just clean it up, man.
Yeah,
I gotta love it.
That's why I confused them because they both.
Oh yeah, style. He's coming off of fighting Dion Nicholson. He won that with a KO in the third. Joe Jones KO in the third. He's coming off of Larry Pryor TKO in the fourth. Earl Newman 7th round KO. Like this guy's just racking up people. He's sitting at 11-0 with 11 KOs. So he's going in there tonight to keep that 100% record. And like we always say, like a lot of people don't know, that 100% knockout rate is key. Anything literally above your 65% mark is big. And to be dropping people every time you get in that ring.
Yeah.
He's doing work. Like he's only fought 29 rounds out of 11 fights.
Wow, just stopping people early.
Yeah. Second, third round, bang, bang, bang. That's it, man. He's killing it. He's
getting more work in sparring than he is in real fights.
That's it. So, and any other fights you want to talk about?
No, that's it for this week, man. If you guys missed the fights, go back and watch the highlights again.
Definitely.
And after you watch the highlights, go back and watch this episode again.
Yeah. That's it, man. That's it. Yo, make sure you go watch all these fights that we talked about, and then come back and listen to us as we talk about these fights and see how we're on point. We're on point, man. Compare it. You heard it here.
Exactly.
You heard it here. Mike and Cedric coming through on Sundays, 4:00. That's it, man. Knuckle Up Knockout of the Week. You know what we do? Make sure you tune in next week. Same time, same channel, different knockout.
Exactly.
Yeah. Jab that like, hook subscribe, knock us out those comments. We're always replying. We love all the love and support. Thanks again, guys. Stay safe. See you tomorrow for another episode of Knuckle Up.